Hey, good morning, everyone. How is everyone today? I hope you're having a beautiful, amazing Tuesday, as always. And today is training with Sunny on the Tuesday. So today we're going to be talking about mindset manifestation. And the reason I'm actually talking about this topic is a couple of reasons, really. One is the fact that I have been talking to a number of my clients this last week. And one of the things that came up was about their mindset around their business, you know, taking it to the next level or even starting a business. So I thought that this would really be a good topic. Now, I always say to my clients, I'm not actually a mindset coach. That said, I am a qualified NLP master practitioner, which of course is all about mindset, but it's not something that I practice. Like I don't actually practice it or advertise it. It's just something that I bring into my everyday life. So today I thought it was really important that rather than talk to you about a particular strategy, some marketing, or how to use something technically, I thought it would be really good to talk about mindset and manifestation. So those of you that don't know me, my name is Sunny Love. I teach new and existing entrepreneurs how to build a successful and, most importantly, profitable online business so that they can really live the lifestyle of their dreams, the lifestyle that they've always wanted to live, and one that includes traveling and actually working anywhere in the world that they choose to live and work. So if that's one of you, then you can always join us in the Sunny Love Academy. So if you want more details about that, just pop yes, please, details below. And like I say, today, we're going to look at mindset and manifestation. So the reason I've come in on Zoom today is because I've got a little bit of a presentation to do for you at the same time. Now, I did say to you that there were two reasons. One was the fact that I've been speaking to some of my clients during the week, and a lot of things that stop us from doing or to go further in our business is our mindset. So that's why I thought that this was a good topic. The other reason, in fact, I've just thought of another third reason. The second reason is the fact that I would say that over the years, I have mastered the art of manifestation. And I've mastered the art of manifestation in many different ways. First of all, I didn't even realize that I was manifesting anything. That's the first thing, until it was sort of pointed out to me that the universe tends to take care of me. And that's very, very true. It does. And of course, the only way that I can express that is by telling you loads of stories. Now, I'm not going to bore you with loads of stories today, and you certainly get to hear those stories in the Sunny Love Academy and the Digital Nomads Academy. However, there is more purpose and structure behind my manifesting now. So the third reason I wanted to come on and talk to you about this today is that I came across an audio the other day. In fact, it wasn't an audio, it was a TikTok, and it mentioned about manifestation and the manifestation of money. And I was listening to it and I thought, well, this sounds very, very familiar. And then I realized that what they were talking about is an excerpt from a particular book that I read when I was much younger. And I think that when I read that book, it sort of goes into the mind, but I didn't understand it fully at the time of reading it. But now that I'm older, I understand that much more. And it totally made sense to me, the particular chapter that was being spoken about. So that's why I wanted to share it with you today. So I would love to know, because I know that some of you are here live with me. Let me know who's here. And actually, let me know if you could manifest anything in your life, what would that be? You know, take away any blockages in your own mind, anything that could possibly stop you, any of those real reasons or those reasons that appear to be real to you that could stop you from manifesting anything that you want, then let me know in the comments below if you could manifest anything that you absolutely desire, that your heart desires, that you could possibly imagine that you could have, even if you can't imagine it. Write it down in the comments below. Let me know what you would manifest if you could manifest it. Now, it could be a monetary amount. It could be a materialistic thing. It could be being somewhere else in the world. What is it that you would absolutely love to manifest? All right. So while you're doing that, I'm going to share my screen. So let's actually do that right now. And I'm going to talk to you about various things here. That should be shared now. Yep, that is. All right, so let me know. Hi, Rita, lovely to see you. Hi, Prem, lovely to see you as well. How are you doing, Rita? It's been a long time. Hope everything's well for you there in Melbourne. Yep, you're nearer Melbourne than anywhere else. All right, so the agenda for today is that we're going to look at how we influence the subconscious mind. That's the first part of the topic. And what is autosuggestion? All right, now I'm just looking over at Rock because he'll be smiling because this is something that we listened to together a couple of days ago. And it's something that we are putting in place right now. Is we're going to be putting in place more of this practical side of manifestation. And like I said at the top of the live, we are very good at manifesting things, and we've manifested the most extraordinary things, from homes to live in, to cars, to jewelry, to money. I can't even begin to tell you. All right, so we're then going to talk about how concentration, obsession, desire, and imagination comes into play when you are really being more aware of manifestation. Okay, and then we'll look at a step towards those riches, and I'm going to actually give you instructions on how you start to manifest. Now, this is a huge topic, and of course, in the next 10 minutes, I'm not going to be able to cover everything, but I will cover as much as I can for you. And those of you that have never actually thought about manifesting anything, this will get you started, and this will get you started in an extremely powerful way. So like I said, I read a book many years ago and it had a great impact on me. I came across an audio snippet. It was actually in TikTok from this book, and it was a particular chapter that was about mindset and manifestation. And I wanted to share that with you today by way of actually reading you some excerpts from this book and then giving you some instructions of how you too can start manifesting everything that you desire. So the book itself, I'll share with you in a little while. So there's a chapter in this book, and for those of you that have read it, you will recognize this particular chapter. It's called The Medium for Influencing the Subconscious Mind. It is the third step towards riches, and it is all about autosuggestion, or we could call it self-hypnosis as well. So autosuggestion is a term which applies to all suggestions and all self-administered stimuli which reaches one's mind through the five senses. So all of those senses will come into play. Stated in another way, autosuggestion is self-suggestion. So that would be your self-hypnosis. It is the agency of communication between that part of the mind where the conscious thoughts take place and that which serves as the seat of action for the subconscious mind. Through the dominating thoughts which one permits to remain in the conscious mind, whether these thoughts are negative or positive is immaterial, the principle of autosuggestion voluntarily reaches the subconscious mind and influences it with these thoughts. So I want to give you an example of that in terms of a negative thought. So if you are constantly, let's say that you've got a real physical ailment and that you accept that you have that physical ailment, and you don't really do anything much about it. But what you do is that you keep mentioning that physical ailment. So it might be a bad back, for instance. Now, I'm not saying that if you've got a bad back that you don't have a bad back. What I'm saying is that you can perpetuate that pain even further. You can constantly be thinking about the lack of movability. You can be constantly thinking about the pain that you're having. And then the worst thing that happens is that you get to label that area of your body. So you get to label it in the sense of ownership. So you end up saying, my back really hurts. Oh, my back's giving me a bit of jip today. Oh, my back is really aching. Oh, I won't be able to do that because of my back. So what you're doing is you're instilling in the mind that you actually have a back situation, a back problem. Now, what if you were to flip it round? What if you were to start thinking positively about it and actually registering the pain, acknowledging it, being aware that the pain is there? But what if you started to say the pain is much less? Every day, in every way, I get better and better. And, you know, if you think about our kids, we do that with our kids. We actually encourage them to say things like a little rhyme, you know, in every way, every day, in every way, I'm getting better and better. I know I used to use that with my daughter. Okay, so no thought, whether it be negative or positive, can enter the subconscious mind without the aid of the principle of autosuggestion. So like I say, repetition. If you keep saying it, you will make it happen. With the exception of thoughts picked up from the ether. Stated differently, all sense impressions which are perceived through the five senses are stopped by the conscious thinking mind and may be either passed on to the subconscious mind or rejected at will. The conscious faculty serves, therefore, as an outer guard to the approach of the subconscious. So that actually gives you some thought around how we can truly influence our conscious mind and our subconscious mind. So recall what has been said about the subconscious mind resembling a fertile garden spot in which weeds will grow in abundance. If the seeds of more desirable crops are not sown in that area, autosuggestion is the agency of control through which an individual may voluntarily feed his subconscious mind on thoughts of a creative nature, or, by neglect, permit thoughts of a destructive nature to find their way into the rich garden of the mind. Hi, good morning, Sevda. It's lovely to see you. We're talking about the mind and manifestation today. So I know that, that you're very aware of this as well. So it's important that what you speak out, what you think internally, is of a positive nature, that you are feeding yourself that positive feedback all the time, that feedback that things will get better, that feedback that things will improve. It's been proven scientifically that you can even overcome illness with a good mindset. If you have a bad mindset, you create stress in the body. That stress therefore creates inflammation in the body, and the inflammation creates illness in the body. So why don't we flip it over? If we know this knowledge, let's actually make that decision, and everything in life is about choice. Why don't we make that decision to flip it round? Why don't we say to ourselves, okay, well, if that's true, if stress creates inflammation, inflammation creates illness, then if I'm not stressed and I think positively, then I'm not going to get inflammation, I'm not going to get illness. And like I say, scientifically, it has actually been proved that we can actually think ourselves into wellness. Now, wisdom and cleverness alone will not attract and retain money except in a few very rare instances where the law of averages favours the attraction of money through these sources. The method of attracting money described here does not depend upon the law of averages. So this is for us normal Joe Blow. You know, this is for those of us that haven't naturally perhaps been born into wealth. Moreover, the method plays no favourites. It will work for one person as effectively as it will for another. So remember what I said to you, that I've always had this skill of manifesting things. I didn't know what it was called in the beginning. I had no idea, but someone just pointed it out to me that you're always being taken care of. You always seem to land on your feet. You always seem to land in a bed of roses. And that is so true. So I became more aware of it, and I studied it and I looked at it in greater detail. And I found that actually, the more I speak it out, the more things will happen. And I'll give you an example of this. I was actually in Bali it was probably about 2016, I think it was. I was in Bali and I'd been, in fact, on that occasion, I was actually becoming a yoga teacher. And, or was it the yoga teacher one? No, maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was just the first trip to Bali. And they actually knew of my my circumstances in Australia, very, very difficult circumstances. And essentially, I wasn't welcome to the marital home and I had to actually find somewhere else to live. but I didn't have anywhere else to live at that stage. And this person said to me, so where are you going to live when you get back to Sydney? And I went, oh, I don't know yet. Something will crop up. I said, something will happen. I said, and wherever I will be, I will have this amazing view of the harbour. I'll actually be able to see, the ocean. I'll be in a place where the sunshine will come flooding in. Oh, and I'll probably get a car as well. And I just said it, and almost in a flippant way, but I decided to believe that. I decided that that's what I wanted when I got back to Sydney. And I was not attached to the how at that stage. I honestly didn't know whether that would happen or not, but I just kept putting it out there. I kept saying it every day in my own mind, and actually out loud. I kept saying, oh, I can't wait till I'm in that new property with the view and the car. And that will be such fun, and it'll be lovely, and I'll be there for quite a long time. And all of these words were coming out. Well, lo and behold, just before I was due to leave Bali, I got a message through that asked me if I was available to do a house sit. And the house sit was just down the road from where my daughter was. So I got to see my daughter. And the house sit actually overlooked part of the Sydney Harbour. The front of the property was all glass, so the sunshine came flooding in. The lady that was going away for 5 months, and then she also left me with her car. So I totally manifested that. And that's just one of many, many, many different stories that have happened to me and for me. Okay, so where failure is experienced, it is the individual, not the method, which has failed. Because I'm going to give you a method of actually applying a very practical way of manifesting things. So it is not the thing that fails, it is the individual that does not apply the methods that are taught. So if you make up your mind right now, okay, Sunny's going to give me some real good, juicy things that I can apply, strategy that I can apply. And this is a practical strategy that you can apply. You will succeed. Okay. Now you cannot, it's impossible to fail, absolutely impossible to fail. So you just keep doing it. And the thing about this is that you create faith. So I'm going to talk to you about that in a little while. So your ability to use the principle of autosuggestion will depend very largely upon your capacity to concentrate. So you have to spend some time, you have to put some time in to concentrate upon a given desire until that desire becomes a burning obsession. Now, the desire, you might say to yourself, okay, I want to have 10 million pounds by the 1st of January 2022. No, where are we? We're 2022, 2024. Okay, so, and you'll go, but I can't even picture what 10 million pounds looks like, or $10 million looks like. I have no idea what that even feels like. Don't worry about that, because this particular process will get you to that point of really feeling it, seeing it, smelling it, tasting it. Your desire will grow and it will become a burning obsession. Now, I've always said that manifestation does not happen by writing a check to the universe like Jim Carrey did. Do you remember he wrote a check to the universe and he said, I want, what was it, 10 million pounds by a certain date, and he trusted that the universe would provide that for him. However, let's actually be realistic here. He didn't just go and sit in his lounge and wait for that $10 million to come. He went out and he went for auditions, and he got certain roles in films, and eventually he was given a role in a film that paid him $10 million. So it wasn't just the fact that he'd stated it. What happens is the brain becomes aware, the eyes sees different opportunities to make that happen. So I'll explain a bit more about that. When you begin to carry out the instructions in connection with the 6 steps described in a different chapter, you don't need to do that right now. It will be necessary for you to make use of the principle of concentration. So the effective use of concentration, when you begin to carry out these steps, you fix in your mind the exact amount of money you desire. That's the first thing. So just for fun, put down in the comments below, and honestly, it doesn't matter whether it is £500, £1,000, £10,000, £10 million or dollars, doesn't matter. Whatever your number is your number. All right. Put it in the comments, the exact amount that you desire. That's the first thing. And hold your thoughts on that amount of money by concentration or fixation of attention with your eyes closed until you can actually see the physical appearance of the money. Now, some people say to me, but I haven't got a very good imagination. So I'm going to do a very quick exercise with you right now. I want you all to close your eyes and imagine a red door. That's all you have to do. So imagine a red door. And I can tell you, I can guarantee every single one of you with your eyes closed saw a red door because I gave you the auto suggestion. All right. So you will actually be able to see the amount. Now, if it is an amount that is beyond your wildest desire at the moment, that is beyond your recognition of what that would even look like, then bring it down a little bit. But trust the faith. Trust that you will actually be able to see that amount. Now, if you do this at least once every day, as you go through these exercises, follow the instructions, your faith will increase, your desire will increase, and your imagination, your visualization will increase in you actually seeing, holding, and being in possession of that money. So the most significant fact is the subconscious mind takes any orders given it in a spirit of absolute faith. So it's trusting, it's actually having faith that this will work at some point. It acts upon those orders, although the orders often have to be presented over and over again through repetition before they are interpreted by the subconscious mind. Following the preceding statement, consider the possibility of playing a perfectly legitimate trick on your subconscious mind by making it believe, because you believe it, that you must have the amount of money you are visualizing, that this money is already awaiting your claim, that the subconscious mind must hand over to you practical plans for acquiring the money which is yours. So remember what I said, you cannot manifest out the fresh air unless you're a magician, Sevda. You cannot dance naked in the garden in the full moon, sacrificing a chicken and hoping to get you 10 million. Sorry, but I just don't feel it works. I could be proven wrong one day. Maybe when I'm 20 years older, maybe that has happened. Okay, hand over the thought suggested in the preceding paragraph to your imagination and see what your imagination can or will do to create the practical plans for the accumulation of money through transmutation of your desire. Now, do not wait for a definite plan, all right? Because I don't want you to have the fact that you don't have the plan stop you. But what you're going to be doing in your mind's eye, you are going to be actually asking for the plan to be given to you. You're going to be asking for the ideas to come to you. And again, what this will do is when you are out of that state of meditation, thought, quiet time, whatever you want to call it, when you are out of that state, you will start seeing the opportunities appear in front of you. Whether you go out somewhere and have a day out, you'll probably bump into someone that offers you an opportunity. You may well actually go to a networking event, whether it's online or offline, and you may actually present an idea that you've got, and someone will come to you and say, I can help you with that idea. So you see that it starts opening your mind to the possibilities. So like I say, don't wait for a definite plan through which you intend to exchange service or merchandise in return for the money you are visualizing, but begin at once to see yourself in possession of the money, demanding and expecting. Meanwhile, that your subconscious mind will hand over the plan or plans you need. Be on the alert for these plans. And when they appear, put them into action immediately. When the plans appear, they will probably flash into your mind through the sixth sense in the form of an inspiration. This inspiration may be considered a direct telegram or message from infinite intelligence. Treat it with respect and act upon it as soon as you receive it. Failure to do this will be fatal to your success. All right, so don't question it. See it, feel it, action it. All right, straight away. It's really, really important. Now, when I'm talking about plans, what I'm talking about here is that you may have a business idea and you want to put that into fruition, and that may have come to you in divine intervention, and then you take action on it. Take the action immediately. If you are in a business already and you want to take your business to the next level, you will get the inspiration. Something will come to you, the creativity will flow, but you need to actually put time aside in order to do this. When visualizing the money you intend to accumulate with closed eyes, see yourself providing the service or delivering the merchandise you intend to give in return for this money. So what is it that you are doing in return for the amount of money that you desire? All right. So let's actually go on to the actual instructions. Okay, so I'm going to give you these instructions. So the first thing that I want you to do is I want you to go to a quiet spot, and just before you go to bed at night is an ideal time to do it. Now, I don't know whether any of you have heard of something called Yoga Nidra, but this is quite a good way of doing it. You could actually get yourselves a downloadable Yoga Nidra thing from YouTube and actually go through the relaxation state of Yoga Nidra. When you do Yoga Nidra, it's called sleep yoga. When you do this, you actually set an intention at the beginning of the meditation. So you could actually set this as your intention, right? So make sure that you're not going to be disturbed or interrupted, and close your eyes and repeat aloud so you may hear your own words the written statement of the amount of money you intend to accumulate. The time limit for this accumulation is also important, because if you just say, I want 10 million, it depends on how long you intend to live for, but let's say you intend to live until 120, if you get the 10 million at 120, you're not going to be able to do much with it. So make sure that you put a time limit. And even if that time limit seems extraordinary and beyond the realms of possibility, put a time limit in there. It doesn't matter. Could it be 1 year hence? Could it be 6 months? Could it be 5 years? Could it be 10 years? So put that in your manifestation. And I often say to people, whatever amount you're thinking of, double it, or times it by 10. It doesn't matter how big that amount is. It really doesn't matter how big that amount is, because you will be able to imagine it eventually. So you're going to close your eyes. You're going to repeat aloud the written statement. So you would have actually written down what the amount is, when you intend to accumulate it, so the time limit for its accumulation, and a description of the service or the product you intend to give in return for the money. As you carry out these instructions, see yourself already in possession of the money. So you're not actually having to visualize yourself providing the service. You just state it. I will accumulate 10 million pounds for the exchange of teaching people how to travel the world and work anywhere, by teaching them how to use the online facilities to enable them to do that, to have a laptop lifestyle. As you carry out these instructions, you definitely want to see that money in your possession. So it might be that you see the figure in a bank account. You might see yourself on a bed covered in all the money. You might see your new car with all the money in it. Your imagination is your imagination. So let me know where you imagine that money will be in the comments below. And if you've got any questions, by the way, do ask them. Ask those questions. All right, so I'm going to give you some more examples. Suppose that you intend to accumulate $50,000 by the 1st of January, 5 years hence. that you intend to give personal services in return for the money in the capacity of a salesperson. Your written statement of your purpose should be along the lines of this. By the first day of January 19 or 20 I will have in my possession $50,000, which will come to me in various amounts from time to time during the interim. In return for this money, I will give the most efficient service of which I am capable, rendering the fullest possible quantity and the best possible quality of service in the capacity of a salesperson of the service or product you intend to sell. I believe that I will have this money in my possession. My faith is so strong that I can now see this money before my eyes. I can touch it with my hands. It is now awaiting transfer to me at the time and in the proportion that I deliver the service I intend to render in return for it. I am awaiting a plan by which to accumulate this money, and I will follow that plan when it is received. All right, now, would you like, I'll tell you what I could do. I can provide you the snippet of this down below. So and the slides, I'll actually send you the slides. That's what I'll do. So if you want the slides, put the word slides down below as well. I'm actually just going to refresh my screen so I can see any comments. Okay, great. Listen to your intuition and act on it. Yes, it is absolutely that, is that you need to sit quietly. You need to see, imagine, feel, hear what that feels like to have that money, and then allow that message to be received. Okay, so Sevda is on bed, throw money over myself, laugh out loud. Spiritual people can be very, very rich. Yes, yes, they can. They can definitely be rich. There's nothing stopping that from happening at all. All right, so that's number one. The second thing that you need to do is you want to repeat this program night and morning until you can see in your imagination the money you intend to accumulate. So do you remember when I said to you before that a number of my clients say that I can't even see that? I can't even see it happening. And that's okay. And honestly, I've had several people say the same thing this last week in different ways, and they can't even see this happening. But, you know, dream the impossible. One of the things I'm really, really into is Formula One. I can't imagine that Lewis Hamilton, at the very beginning, when he was a young lad driving those go-karts around the go-kart track, that he actually initially even could see himself being Formula One champion 7 times, should have been 8, but 7 times. But then he started to imagine it. He's very good at imagining and manifesting that which he wants. So second is to repeat this program night and morning. The third thing is to place a written copy of your statement where you can see it morning and night, and read it just before going to sleep and upon arising until you actually memorize your written statement. Okay, so those are the things that you need to do. Now, the more you do this, the more you will become emotional. You will become emotional about it so that you actually feel all the feels that are necessary for the subconscious to hear the instructions once it has become emotionalized. All right, so at the beginning, it won't feel like anything is happening. Now, don't give up after 3 or 4 days. Keep doing it every single day. And when that happens, when you get the result, change what you're manifesting, go for something else, but stick to that one thing that you want. And this, what we're just talking about wealth at the moment. The instructions may at first seem a bit abstract, that's for sure. Don't let this disturb you. Follow the instructions, no matter how abstract or impractical they may at first appear to be. The time will soon come, if you do as you've been instructed in spirit as well as in act, when a whole new universe of power will unfold to you. Skepticism is in connection with all new ideas is characteristic of human beings. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by belief, and this in turn will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. So much so that you will say to people, I will have 10 million by 2024. And they'll go, are you nuts? Are you crazy? But your face will be so strong. No, I will. Of course I will. Yeah, 10 million is mine by 2024. Yeah, I'm going to have that. you know, so you will have such strong faith. It will be, you know, if you are religious at all, it will be as strong as your religious faith. So like I say, skepticism in connection with all new ideas is characteristic of all human beings. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by belief, and this in turn will soon become crystallized into that absolute faith. Then you will have arrived at the point where you may truly say, I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. How cool is that? That is so cool. And that, my friends, is where I want to leave you. So I'm going to ask you one more question. What happens if you don't apply the practice of autosuggestion? Just think about that for a minute. You'll be in the same place that you are right now, having made no difference in your life whatsoever. The next question to ask you is, what happens if you do apply the practice of autosuggestion? Just what happens? You know, how much time is it actually going to take you to write down what you truly want, what you truly desire, what you can possibly imagine, and actually state it out loud every single day? You know, what could be the worst that can happen? You'll get a bit of it. That's okay. That'll do. Thank you very much. But you will be able to manifest exactly what you desire. So if you want the slides, let me know below and I will get the slides over to you. And I hope that you've enjoyed this little departure from what I normally do, mindset and manifestation. I think I will do a bit more on this as well as time goes by. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all very soon. Those of you that are in the Digital Nomads Academy and the Sunny Love Academy, we've got Q&A session tomorrow at 10 o'clock in the private group. If you want to know more about the Sunny Love Academy and the Digital Nomads Academy, then send me a PM. Let me know. I'll give you the details of that, and you can join our tribe of people that live a laptop lifestyle and support each other in that. And apart from that, I'm going to say goodbye, and I'll see you soon. Take care. Bye now.